Namaste. This is the concluding part of China tour. As I told you, we could not get the Hong Kong and Macau portion of the tour in this because of some error or some tear or something. No problem. We are giving you some more items which we have taken during the acrobatic show, which is also a great thing. I'm sure many of the people would have gone to Hong Kong and seen Ocean Park and Disneyland in Hong Kong, but many wouldn't have seen the acrobatic show in Beijing. So this is what I'm going to give you over here. Please watch it. Also, I would like to explain you about some of the customs of Chinese. In all the tours, our customers say, why do you insist us to go for the shopping which we don't want to go? We want to go on local shopping, which we get cheaper the items and so many items and we bargain and take it. But there is a tremendous pressure on us to go for minimum 40 minutes daily to particular shops, like either one day pearl shop, one day jade, one day silk, one day tea. Like, if you are there whatever number of days in China, one day minimum, one shop of minimum 40 minutes we got to take. That is the way they build the tour cost. If you don't want any shopping at all, then the cost will go about 30% higher. This is the stringent one of the rules which is given by the government. The government want the foreigners to come here, but they also want them to see the culture, nature, commercial view, the money, economy situation of the China. They wanted to be part of it. They want to make money out of it. In one of the tours, they taken us literally to a hospital where they were giving the foot reflexology and some hand reflexology, which is actually all of us didn't want to do, and some of them want to do. And there was also some, they said Ming kind of stuff, the Ayurvedic items, and you have this, it will become this and become that. It's same our astrology, sorry, our Ayurveda, which is, Kapha, Pitta, that which we call Vata. The same thing, they put in a different way. So same way here also, if you don't go to the silk factory, silk shopping, and whether you buy or not, that is irrespective. It's immaterial. You don't have to buy, but they have to register that you had been to that particular shop, which is consistently insisted by them, that 40 minutes, which if you do not, this people's price goes up because they don't get certain facilities or amenities from the government, I suppose. So also maybe the guides and the driver get some tip. And another thing in China, they don't pay to the guide, they don't pay to the driver as such, little. Guide too, they don't pay at all, I suppose, because the tip which they insist to give per day, $5 tip per person. If there are 30 people a day, we should give $150. Means if you are in China for 10 days, so you can imagine how much, $1,400. It's too much. So which we at the later stage bargained and made it somehow to an extent of $3 per day per person, which we had to give $2 to $3. But then they take these people for their shopping and they get some commission over there. And also there is something good about the shopping, it's reliable and you get good items. You don't have to bargain much. Otherwise in China, even department stores, where you go, there are people in each segment, each counter, they have the price labeled. Even there you have to bargain. You can't do without bargaining. So even in department store, the girls and the hardly boys, all girls only, when they are there in the counter, we feel like us, the counter, they are appointed, they are paid, salaried people. No, it's based upon how much they sell, to what extent they can go, it's given, the ballpark is given. And on that pricing, they can go to that extent, they can sell it, they get that dividend they get. That's the salary, even now. So you can imagine how the power of economy of China moves on, how they make the people work even now. And other than this Beijing, Shanghai, there's so many other places like Hualien, Xi'an, and so many places. And also the Shanjiaji, the national park for the Avatar movie, which James Cameron has found and made it fantastic, including the glass bridge. It's all something great that shows China is putting more and more money, and they are seeing tourism as one of the most advantage for becoming the superpower economically in the world. So these are all something great that we should learn. Like we have enormous strength and assets in Kerala and many parts of India for tourism. But let me tell you, we are not even doing what China is doing, 10% of it. So watch this video, and we see the acrobatic show, how the children are made to bring the 100% control of the body and the mind to reach what we probably cannot do, our children couldn't probably do. See this facts and figures and enjoy the video. And again, I am requesting you, share the video to many people. That is why I made this video small, so that's easy to share. And also subscribe it and put your valuable comments. Thank you and wish you all the best, and wait till the next episode comes with a different country or some place in India. China. Don't you think you should know how the Chinese eat? And when we are in China, how do we eat? Very peculiar. This video, I'm going to show this. That is, generally, no Chinese will ever eat by hand. They use the stick. And they used small, we have the saucer, no cup saucer for the tea coffee. Of that saucer, length and width, that size, they eat for the food. They feel if they eat in that, they eat not too much. And then they would eat in more frequency than we eat. We eat only 3 times. Now the group has started going in the bus. The drivers are not very strict like the European drivers. Now coming back to the eating habits of Chinese, it's something very peculiar. And when we Indians go, they expect us to do what they do, but we cannot do. So what we do, they give us saucer. So we insist we get a bigger plate. So we show the plate and we tell the guide who is going to be accompanying us throughout the tour, that's a must over there, to give us in every food big plate. So we send meals right from here itself. And also spoon, we carry the spoon to show them this is spoon. When you say spoon, they pretend they don't understand. So the spoon, we get over there, and salt, pepper and some chili powder with some tomato and onion done, we get it over there. Then we eat the food, and it is then delicious. This is the Tiananmen Square area. You can see the Mao Zedong's photograph, well erected and kept over there. And the Chinese, as such today, it's a very ancient history, and they love their ancient history. In Tiananmen Square, all of you know what happened in 1919, and something we should really admire of, that in the Tiananmen Square, the highlights include the monument to the people's heroes, which is a 38-meter tall obelisk consisting of 17,000 pieces of granites and marble. The splendid Tiananmen Gate, the Gate of Heavenly Peace they call it, it was completed in 1417, and once the main entrance to the imperial city. From here only you can go. So we are back to the food once again. You can see the smaller plates kept and items kept. They only bring the item one by one. Generally we think the soup begins. No, the soup doesn't begin. They begin with fruits actually, and they give 1, 2, 3, 4 items, whereas we have the habit of eating everything together. So again we have the terms, conditions. The food must come at a time, everything together. By the time we sit, everything should be there up front. So that is how we make our Indian food, Chinese food delicacy, and we also tell them to put little more spicy in every food item. We accept the beef, other items we order. Of course, we also don't eat pork. don't allow them to give pork. Now you can see the another difference for Chinese is the shopping. Shopping area is very huge, and the government insists every tour operator in China, they take their foreign guests to a shopping center every day one. That's a must, because they know the tourism, they won't make much money if the shopping doesn't come along. So they buy these items and they go back. They would know the price differentiation and the quality differentiation. They think they'll really adore the Chinese item. Now see the girls, the young girls who are the selling girls, sales girls. They are not given salary most of the time. They're given the commission. So what is the minimum price of the product? What is the highest price of the product? The product which is there, which the price which is priced, the price tag. But you can bargain there. There is a in-between piece. So you bargain to that extent, and they would give you at that price if they find it worth. So that little money only these people get as the salary. It's a commission. They get it in together, put together weekly or monthly. Now, the acrobatic show is very, very important in China. Something you can say this is the capital of acrobatic show. Like you have, it's like when we talk about the acrobatic show, it's a legend of Kung Fu. Tells a story of a young boy who dreamed of becoming a Kung Fu master. This is probably the best martial arts acrobatics theater you can see. The actors are excellent Kung Fu artists from all over China. The show combines Kung Fu, acrobatics and dancing. At a very young age, they do this work. At a very young age. You can see the difficult tasks they undertake. Their concentration should be so great at the very beginning of 3 years of age onwards. And there are children they can make out as per their body language, as per the body structure. So when the child is about 2 to 3 years, they make out and they start the child for training these sessions. That's martial arts, Kung Fu and acrobatic show, as well as the dances. They also have music, but very many musics they have. They are great art-loving people. I have seen many schools, and every school has a center for the art formats. When we talk about this again, with a history of more than 3,000 years, Chinese acrobatics has been praised as a pearl of Oriental art. As I told you, it's the acrobatic world, capital of acrobatic world. When watching a Chinese acrobatic show, you will be strongly attracted both mentally and physically. Your attention will not go anywhere. In fact, you'll be very anxious. The acrobatic show is combined on the base of dance and opera arts, compositions, stage designs, costumes, light and sound. The development of the world economic, the acrobatic show was also developed into a kind of performance art well known throughout the worldwide. In Europe and North America, more and more audiences are absorbed by the charm of the Chinese acrobatic show. The traditional acrobatic show are abundantly including dance and high pole, jumping through hoops, hand feats, rope walking, turning of a fish into a dragon, swallowing knives, and they're also spitting fire and drawing a line off the ground and it becomes a river. It's something really great what we have. When you talk about the history of Chinese acrobatic show, with about 2,500 years of history, Chinese acrobatics have won the nation the title of Kingdom of Acrobatics. Despite the advent of dazzling film shows and song and dance performance which is taking world over, the acrobatic show still shines as one of the brightest stars in Chinese culture, which is abundantly visible. Many tourists, when they reach to China, everybody wants to see. They sometimes see every day. They see in Beijing, they see in Shanghai. These are the two places most of the acrobatic shows are performed. There are many. Actually, the Chinese acrobatics originated in the period of the warring states.